Speaking of downloading music, 9 Inch Nails just released a couple hours ago that their new album, Ghost, Volumes 1 through 4, will be available on their website to download. It's all instrumental. It is 36 tracks. They clock it in about 2 hours in total. It'll be a $5 download for all 36 tracks, or you can download Ghost Volume 1, which is 9 tracks for free. They are DRM free, which is kind of sweet, and by kind of sweet, I mean incredibly awesome.
Big plus.
Who we kidding?
Big plus.
So whereas last week we were talking about the 9 Inch Nails Rock Band DLC content as meh, now we're talking about their album Ghost Volume 1 through 4, and we're going, good job, 9 Inch Nails.
Yep, 36 tracks. So this is all instrumental, which is kind of strange to me. Again, I'm not a huge 9 Inch Nails fan, but all instrumental. I'm sort of intrigued by it.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to fork out the cash for the $300 limited edition package, you'll actually get a vinyl, and it will be signed and numbered by Trent Reznor.
Yeah.
Good job, Nin. Good job.
Moving from the music onto the TV news. This was actually confirmed today, apparently. Family Guy spinoff coming, starring Cleveland.
I just want to
Fox,
say,
what are you doing?
Who cares? We got a Family Guy spinoff in American Dad, and it's funny every so often.
Started off not so great, but it's been getting better.
Yeah, but even still, sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's not. Can we really say that Cleveland requires his own show? I can say he doesn't, but somebody says he does.
Yeah. Of all characters, it just seems kind of strange. If anyone, I would have gone with Quagmire.
I would have gone with Joe. I mean, come on, he's a paraplegic. What do you know?
Hey, I'd say no one would watch it, but there's a lot of stuff in Fox that people are watching.
Exactly. Moving on from weird news to awesome news. This week, Lost aired their 5th episode of their shortened 8-episode mini-season, which will be continuing to 13 episodes further. It was called The Constant. It focused on Desmond. Desmond's last episode was the critically acclaimed episode, Flashes Before Your Eyes. The Constant was my favorite episode of this entire season. IGN rated it. They gave it a 10. If you're going to watch any episode of Lost, I'd say watch this one. It has a very interesting concept of how you can time travel. It's also very heavily sci-fi based. If I could time travel, I would describe it exactly how they depicted it on this episode of Lost, and it answers a lot of questions. So even if you're just going to watch it as sort of a time travel interest rather than a Lost interest, I would suggest it. It was very well done.
Moving on from Lost to Sarah Connor Chronicles, the season 2-hour season finale is tomorrow night. Looking forward to that. So we'll see how it ends up. So I'm hoping they bring that back for a second season.
I can't imagine that they wouldn't. No. There's been nothing else on. It's got great ratings. Everyone enjoys watching Summer Glau do ballet as a Terminator.
God, that was so hot.
But here I was thinking the finale was on today, but it's actually tomorrow.
You were sadly disappointed.
Yeah. That's what I was drinking earlier today, so I blame it on the alcohol.
Yeah. Also, this sort of pretty strange announcement from CBS. Mixed martial arts cage fights are going to be coming to CBS in a four 2-hour specials later this year.
Yes, it'll be shown on Saturdays. It's MMA for all of you people who can't handle acronyms. Yeah. It's a lot like UFC, where they kick the crap out of each other. But as you know, there's no biting, no eye gouging, no headbutting, no kicking below the groin. So it'll be fair fights,
but still pretty violent.
Until somebody gets passed the hell out.
I guess so.
Too many knocks in the head.
Very strange. Of all the networks, CBS picking that up. I really don't. They're normally a pretty family-friendly network. I don't really get that.
CBS is a fairly elderly network with 60 minutes.
Exactly. So
what are you going to do? I guess they need the 18 to 34 male demographic.
Yeah, college frat boys want to see 2 dudes kick the crap out of each other.
Hey man, I don't necessarily want to see it, but I'll watch it.
You're probably right. Well, there it goes. That's why they're putting it on there.
Exactly. CBS, I give you credit because I've always felt that you've been an older network that kind of didn't know where the younger audience was coming from. It's a step in the right direction. Step in the cage.
Violence.
Moving on to movie news from television. In the new movie coming out, X-Men Origins, Wolverine, starring Hugh Jackman, they've made some very interesting casting announcements. The 2 biggest of which, they've announced that both Deadpool and Gambit will appear in the film. Deadpool is the assassin, the red-suited assassin, who will be played by Ryan Reynolds of Van Wilder fame or Just Friends, or you can find him in the recently released Definitely Maybe. And as before in Blade Trinity. And playing Gambit will be Taylor Kish, who you can find on Friday Night Lights. They both look the parts. Ryan Reynolds is hilarious, and he buffed up pretty well for Blade Trinity. I have no reason to believe why he wouldn't be awesome in X-Men Origins.
Nope. And that movie's due out when? Next year?
Yeah, next year.
So,
2009.
Yeah, so hopefully it'll be a lot better than X-Men 3. Another movie news, actually movie reviews. This past, I can't remember when we went to
Day.
This past day. A couple days ago, we went to go see the new movie, Charlie Bartlett, new comedy app. I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. I heard going in that it was a kind of a modern day
Ferris
Bueller's Day Off, and which that's exactly what it was. A very, very entertaining movie. I don't generally go to see a lot of comedies because most of them kind of suck, but this one very, very funny, but also very smart and very serious parts of the movie also.
A quick outline of the movie, as quoted from IMDb.com. A rich kid becomes a self-appointed psychiatrist to the student body of his new high school, which is exactly how it is. I must admit that Anton Yelchin, I hope I pronounced that right, who stars as the self-titled Charlie Bartlett, did a great job. He surprised me. I can't say that I had any expectations going into this movie. It had been recommended to it by our friend Thor. When we showed up, I was pleasantly entertained. It was quite enjoyable.
Very good movie. It's got Robert Downey Jr. in it, who plays an alcoholic
principal.
I'm sure it was a pretty hard role for him.
Yeah.
But you can pretty much say if Robert Downey Jr. is in the movie, it's probably going to be a pretty good flick.
Exactly, as coming up in Iron Man, where he plays an alcoholic millionaire. I think.
Did you see the extended trailer?
I have seen the extended trailer.
Okay, when I saw the very first trailer released, I was like, it looks okay. After the extended trailer, that movie looks nuts.
Andrew's the only person who needed an extended trailer of Iron Man to know it was going to be awesome. I knew it was going to be awesome the second it was announced that Jon Favreau would direct Robert Downey Jr. as Tony Stark. Doubter. Anyway, back to Charlie Bartlett. I must admit that the best turn in Charlie Bartlett was when Charlie befriends the high school bully named Murphy Bivens, played by Tyler Hilton, who Thor advises was also Elvis in Walk the Line. And I must say, in most movies, you have one-dimensional characters who they serve their purpose, they continue that through the movie, and then finally they get pwned by the main character, and you're like, you suck. In this movie, however, Charlie befriended Murphy. They got to be business partners for doling out the drugs in the high school. By the end of the movie, Murphy even wound up being one of Charlie's best friends, which I can say not only did it flesh out the character of the bully, but it really surprised me that they made him two-dimensional and befriending Charlie rather than being one-dimensional and just getting clowned in the end by Charlie himself.
No, he played definitely. You kind of switched the role for him. Yeah. So a very, very cool movie. I would definitely recommend it. Very highest recommendations.
I'd say it was very good too. Definitely, it's worth watching.
Yeah, big surprise. While we're on the topic of movies, the Oscars were this past weekend. Although they did not get very good ratings, they had about 8 days or something to write the show.
Yeah, they didn't have much time at all. Yeah. In fact, coming back from commercial break at one point, Jon Stewart was playing the Wii on the gigantic screen behind him. He was playing Wii Sports, and then we realized they were filming. He acted winded, but that wasn't acting.
Yep. So we'll quickly go through some of the results, the ones that matter. First off, Best Picture, No Country for Old Men. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to see this movie. Our friend Thor, who gets us into pretty much every movie for free, couldn't make it out to this one.
You can't say that on the internet. He's gonna lose his job.
They don't know who he is.
Anyway, just to be frank, I've seen one of these movies, and I'll let you decide which one that was after running through it.
Yeah, so we might be a little ignorant on this topic, but
speak for yourself.
In any case, Best Picture, No Country for Old Men.
Best Director went to the Coen brothers, Joel and Ethan, for No Country for Old Men as well. Finally, Best Director and Best Picture went hand in hand, unlike some of the past years where they kind of split it up a little bit.
Yep, Best Actor went to Daniel Day-Lewis for There Will Be Blood.
He finally got his Best Actor award, knowing that he didn't get it for Gangs from New York. And then in Best Actress, it went to, you know what, I probably can't pronounce her name right, but I'm going to say it anyway, Marion Cotillard for La Vie en Rose.
That works for me, that's good enough.
Thank God. I didn't screw that up.
Best Original Screenplay went to Diablo Cody for Juno.
Exactly. Probably one of the youngest movies that was nominated for anything. It's about a 16-year-old who gets pregnant in high school, and hilarious comedy ensues.
Yep.
Just like real life.
Yep.